Oh, friends. If you've been anywhere near a television or a social feed lately, you've felt it too. That strange shift in the air around the women of today. What used to feel like easy laughter over coffee suddenly carries a weight that no amount of studio lighting can soften. And when words started circulating that at 61, Hoda Kotb had finally told the truth about Savannah Guthrie, you could practically hear the collective gasp. Not because we were waiting for a scandal, but because these two have long represented something steadier. Sisterhood in an industry not known for it. So when Hoda sat down last Friday, returning to the set that shaped so much of her life, it didn't feel like gossip hour. It felt like something personal was about to unfold. And what followed wasn't a bombshell in the explosive sense. It was something quieter and, honestly, more powerful. More than co-anchors. To understand why Hoda's words mattered, you have to rewind nearly a decade. When Hoda and Savannah began anchoring together in 2018, the show and the network were in a fragile place. Trust had to be rebuilt, both internally and with viewers. Savannah brought her sharp legal mind and steady presence. Hoda brought warmth that felt like a hug through the screen. They balanced each other. Viewers saw the chemistry immediately. The way they'd lean into each other during breaking news, the way laughter would bubble up during lighter segments. But what often gets lost is how much of that bond formed off camera. Early mornings, private pep talks, text messages after tough interviews. The relationship wasn't manufactured. It grew slowly through shared pressure and shared triumphs. That foundation is why any hint of truth revealed feels so seismic, because when a friendship like that shifts, people notice. Hoda at 61, a season of reflection. Hoda stepping away from daily anchoring in 2025 wasn't dramatic. It was intentional. After years of 4 a.m. alarms and global headlines, she chose time. Time with her daughters. Time for new creative paths. Time to breathe. At 61, she's not retreating, she's redefining. Anyone who's followed her journey knows reinvention has always been her language. From war correspondent to morning show mainstay. From cancer survivor to adoptive mother, she has rebuilt herself more than once. So when she returned to the set recently, she carried the perspective of someone who no longer needs the spotlight to validate her. That freedom changes how you speak. You soften in some places, you grow braver in others. Her truth, as people are calling it, felt less like a revelation and more like reflection, the kind that comes when you've lived enough to value honesty over polish. The story she chose to tell. What Hoda shared wasn't a secret about ratings or rivalry. It was a story about a hard night years ago. A private moment when Savannah was struggling under the weight of expectations and uncertainty. Hoda described sitting beside her in a quiet room, the studio lights long off, talking not as colleagues, but as women navigating ambition, motherhood, and self-doubt. She spoke about promises they made to one another, to be honest, to protect each other's light, to never let the pressure of television erode their friendship. The room reportedly went still, not because something shocking was said, but because something vulnerable was. In a media culture obsessed with conflict, hearing a woman publicly affirm loyalty felt almost radical. It wasn't scandal. It was solidarity. The context we can't ignore. Of course, all of this is unfolding against the backdrop of Savannah's mother, Nancy, being missing. That reality casts a long shadow. When someone you love is in crisis, every public appearance takes on new meaning. Savannah's composure in recent weeks has been interpreted in countless ways. Strength, restraint, shock. Hoda's comments seemed aimed at reframing that narrative. She gently reminded viewers that strength doesn't mean absence of pain. It often means someone has learned, over a lifetime, how to carry pain quietly. Rather than exposing Savannah, Hoda appeared to be protecting her, offering context without invading privacy. It felt less like pulling back a curtain and more like standing beside a friend and saying, "I see what she's carrying, and I'm carrying it too." Sisterhood isn't always smooth. Let's be honest, any long friendship has seasons. There are moments of comparison, moments of envy, moments when life's timing feels unfair. Hoda has spoken openly in the past about the vulnerability she felt during her adoption journey. Savannah has shared her own experiences with fertility challenges. Those parallel paths likely held complicated emotions. But complicated doesn't mean fractured, it means human. When Hoda referenced saving each other at different times, it hinted at reciprocity, not one woman lifting the other permanently, but two women alternating roles as strength and support. That's not rivalry, that's rhythm. And in a world eager to pit women against one another, acknowledging that nuance matters. Why the internet always wants more social media thrives on mystery. The second someone says, "I've never told this story before," imaginations ignite. But not every untold story hides a dark undercurrent. Sometimes it simply protects the privacy of people who didn't choose public life. Rumors about letters, secret visits, or buried rifts make compelling comment threads. They don't necessarily reflect reality. It's important to separate verified information from speculation, especially when a family is navigating something as serious as a disappearance. Hoda's tone, by all accounts, wasn't accusatory or dramatic. It was emotional, and emotion, when filtered through online echo chambers, often becomes exaggerated into intrigue. The real truth beneath the headlines. If there was a truth in Hoda's message, it was this: Savannah is not invincible, and she doesn't have to be. For years, viewers have seen her as composed and unflappable. Hoda gently pulled back that perception, revealing a friend who questions herself, who carries guilt, who wants desperately to get things right. That doesn't diminish Savannah's professionalism, it deepens it. The strongest people we know often learned early in life that composure was survival. Hoda's words seem to offer permission for Savannah to be human, to grieve publicly or privately without feeling she's failing anyone. That kind of affirmation is powerful, especially delivered on a platform watched by millions. Where this leaves us is there a scandal hiding beneath the surface? There's no verified evidence suggesting one. What we saw, and what continues to circulate, appears to be two women navigating an intensely public profession while holding on to something deeply private: friendship. The temptation to dramatize is strong. It always is. But sometimes the most compelling story is the simplest one. A woman at 61 looking at her friend and saying, "I've got you." A reminder that careers rise and fall, headlines fade, but loyalty endures. In a season marked by uncertainty and fear, that message lands differently. And maybe that's the real reason it resonated. Not because it exposed something hidden, but because it illuminated something steady.